Hello, hello. You are listening to Sweet Talks with Charmin Chi-Chi, and I am your host, the one and only Charmin Chi-Chi. And here today I have with me Mr. Michael Kendall. And today's topic is called the wait. When you're waiting for that one, or as you hear women say, I'm waiting for my Boaz, or you hear men even talk about waiting for that perfect one. I haven't quite found that perfect one. Well, today, Mr. Michael Kendall is going to talk about this thing from a man's perspective. Also, we coming at you from a biblical perspective as well. So, first, let me introduce my guest, Mr. Michael Kendall, and I'm going to have him share, first of all, a little bit about himself, where he's from, his age, and just give us a little background about yourself. Go ahead, take it away.
My name is Michael Kendall. I'm born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I am 23 years of age. I attend Georgia State University. I have about a year and a half left.
Y'all hear that? Okay.
And I am a psychology major.
Psychology major.
Psychology major.
All right, y'all hear that, ladies, right? He's good in the mind with the minds, educated. All right, so Mr. Michael Kendall, we're going to jump right into it. So my first question for you that I have is, why is waiting for the right one so important? Tell us, why is that important for you?
Well, it's important for me and just important in general because I feel that it's more important to wait on God than to lean into your own flesh, because it would just be a waste of time for yourself and the other person. And waiting on God, I feel like you will just have a better outcome. You will be more happier in the end, and it would just be better for you and the entire situation.
Okay, so earlier I had a conversation with Mr. Michael, and we talked about loneliness and how people will have a tendency to compromise. You know, that wait time, that time when God's telling you to pull back, or he's telling you, you know, to just chill, wait for the right one. But a lot of times loneliness gets people caught up in the wrong situation. Can you talk about loneliness? Because I love your perspective about it and your angle from it.
Well, loneliness it can be very detrimental to a human being. In psychology, we learned that loneliness is the most difficult emotion that any human being can possibly deal with or feel, and it is true because you can be surrounded by people or money or things and still at the same time be lonely. And loneliness is very hard to deal with, but I do believe that with God all things are possible, and you will be able to get through it. And it'll, like I said earlier, it will just be better for you in the end to just bear with it and just wait for the right person to come.
Okay, so when we talk about loneliness, can you kind of share with some people, because some people really don't know how to wait. They don't know what it takes, you know what I mean, to wait, because to be honest, it's not easy. It's not easy. This, I always tell people, being a Christian ain't for punks, because you got to do things like that the average person, you know what I'm saying, would normally do. You know what I'm saying? To some people, to most people, like waiting for the person that's in your life. Yeah, sure, you can have people in your life. You can have anybody in your life. Anybody can have anybody. But it's a matter of, Lord, what do you want for my life? Do you want plan A, plan B? You know, you want God's plan for you. So anyway, I'm going to move on to the next question. For you, what are the benefits of right now? You saying, you know what, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to, Lord, I'm just going to do this thing. I'm going to wait. Instead of just being with somebody to pass time, what are the benefits for you for waiting right now? Like, what is it for you? What does it do for you?
The benefits for me, I would say I'm more focused. I am more into the things of God. And I feel like when you set your minds on the things of God, you won't really be focused so much on the wait. You'll just be so caught up and so into God, and the wait won't seem so bad. And when that person comes, you'll be more than ready.
Yes, all right, more than ready. All right, now, my last question I got for you is this thing where most people think, you know, from a man's perspective, like, oh, you know, I'm just looking at, you know, the body. She gotta just, you know, look like this. Like, okay, so from a man's perspective, we know, you know, your visuals, okay? We get that. And, you know, nobody's just gonna talk to somebody but ugly. Like, you know, this is not gonna happen. But on the flip side of that, you have experience too, where you get somebody with this beautiful frame and there's nothing on the inside. I mean, you know, tell us about that experience.
Well, for me, that experience, like she said, it's not always about looks. Everybody, we all have eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So we want what's look good and all of that, but really what you truly want is what God has for you. And God knows your heart. He knows the desires of your heart. And I truly don't believe that God will fail you. He knows what you like.
Yes.
He created you.
Come on now.
So I truly believe that if you trust God, if you truly trust God, a lot of times we say we trust God, but do we really trust God? So I believe that if we really trust God, that God will give you the desires of your heart. And that includes the spouse that you need. It's not just financial things. He will give you everything that you need.
Come on, somebody. Lord Jesus. Amen. So y'all, this is Mr. Michael Kendall, 23 years old, educated, nice skin, beautiful smile, ain't never had braces before. Come on, somebody.
No kids.
No kids. Woo! Come on, that was for free right there, y'all. He had to throw that out at you. No kids? Come on.
Kids.
And got a head on his shoulders, beautiful heart, beautiful spirit. Love him to life. So y'all, this is Mr. Michael Kendall and your girl Charming Chi-Chi. And today we talked about the wait. Hopefully we could influence you today to just really truly wait on God, because really it's all about the plan of God. God says he has a plan for your life. Jeremiah 29:11. And if you could just wait on the best that God has for you, I promise you he will not fail you. That's it, y'all. This is Charming Chi-Chi with Sweet Talks with Charming Chi-Chi. Until next time, peace.